Hi everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel. So for today's video, it's going to be a long-awaited review video. I've mentioned this a couple times on my videos and my Instagram posts about how I really want to do a review on the Aurora palette by Bad Habit. So that's what today's video is going to be about. And without further ado, if you want to see and hear my thoughts on this palette, then just keep watching. So let's get started. Hopefully I'm not all over the place. I haven't done a review on this palette, or in general, in a very long time. So I'm a little bit out of practice, so just bear with me. Okay, so this is the Aurora palette by Bad Habit, and as you can see, it's this gorgeous gradient purple. It kind of reminds me, actually, now that I'm looking at it, it kind of reminds me of the Kevin Aquan highlighting palette that kind of looks like that with the gradient. I'll try to post a picture on the screen for you so you can easily reference what I'm talking about. But yes, this is by Bad Habit, and Bad Habit, I believe, was started through Instagram, and it was something like 2002, 2008, something around there, that I very often dupe high-end palettes, which I find really interesting. This is apparently a dupe for the Prism palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't have that palette, so I cannot say one way or the other, but there are plenty of videos out there that you can go and check out. Alright, so this palette was $12 when I got it. I just recently, like 2 seconds before I was talking, looked up on the Hush app, like how much it was and if it's still available. Apparently it's not available on the Hush app, which is weird. I think a lot of things like go in and out of that app. I'm not familiar with that app at all. However, I will say good things about that. This came free shipping, $12, pretty quickly, like within a week I would say, and very good wrapping too. I also ordered the Inferno palette and it was the same situation, $12, good wrapping, free shipping. So, I will give it that. Back to this palette. This is what the inside looks like. Comes with a nice mirror, which is lovely, and these are the beautiful colors, and I'll try to put a picture of the ABH Prism palette just so you can compare, but there's plenty of videos out there that do that, so I'm not going to be responsible for that. But this palette on its own, let's talk about it. So you get 14 eyeshadows, which is great. It's a very interesting color scheme. I guess let's start there because that's my struggle with this palette. Oh, I am wearing it today. Actually, let's start with that. I am wearing it today, as you can see, and I've done this look twice now, actually, which I find interesting. I forgot that I already did this look, and I was looking through my Instagram because I had used it once before, and I was like, oh, right, I did this. But I did it much better this time. So, I used the Ethereal shadow. That's the purple that you're seeing there. That shadow is used, oh, that kind of matches my nail polish. That shadow is used wet. So it was nice on its own, but I just wanted that extra like sparkle just because it was next to the black shadow there. So I didn't want to like take any chances with that. The first time, I had to do this look today 2 times actually. And then I did this look 2 weeks ago also. I know it's confusing, but today, when I did it before, in the first round, I put this shadow on top, which is actually what I'm wearing in the inner corner now. I put this on top of the purple, like kind of in the center, and I really didn't like that. It like didn't appeal to me at all. And I also put the Destiny shade here, kind of next to that black. And when you put these dark colors next to each other, they turn muddy. Like, I so badly want, I'm gonna say this right up now, I so badly want to like this palette, but honestly, you guys, I find it so hard to use. I am so happy that it was only $12. That's amazing. There's no way I'm gonna purchase the Prism palette after getting this one, just because it is not a beginner-friendly palette, and I feel like that's the situation that the Prism palette was, or was that the Subculture? Now I can't remember, but there was one Anastasia palette that was not beginner friendly, and people were upset about it, and I kind of can see that with this. Not only is it not beginner friendly because the color scheme is just so out there, But also I feel like it's not user friendly because if you put the darker shadows together, like the Destiny shade and the Immortal shade, you have to go super, super light and hold your brush all the way on the outside of the barrel because, or the end of the barrel, just because if you go too hard, your eyeshadow is going to look so muddy. So that's my only thing. I did do a look with the Energy palette. Oh, that's the look that I did. Okay, post the 3 looks that I did with this palette on the screen right now for you. But make sure you're following me on Instagram because anytime I do a colorful eye look or makeup of the day or anything, I post it on my Instagram daily. I'm going to do swatches, but I just want to talk about the pigmentation real quick. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the pigmentation, especially in the mattes. They're really nice. Everything comes across as true to color, and the metallics are very, very, very metallic. They're very soft. They do tend to crumble if you swatch them, so you'll see that in the swatches, but I just wanted to note that. There's nothing wrong with the color payoff. That's fine. The other thing I want to mention before I go into swatches is that make sure you have clean brushes when using this palette. That I cannot stress enough because when I used it for a look last week, it was a hot mess. I was doing it like 3 times and I could not get it to work. And I think it was because of the clean brushes. And also I recommend using a liquid primer such as the Benefit Stay Don't Stray or even the Urban Decay, what is that called? The Urban Decay Primer Potion. That is a really good one too. But when I tried to use the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, which you guys know this is like my holy grail, it was too thick. It was honestly too thick. And between this and the dirty brushes, it was a really bad situation because the shadows were not blending because the primer was too thick, and it was just, whew, it was a hot mess. So let's go ahead and get into the live swatches. Again, I haven't done this in a while, so I hope I remember like how to do it. So the first row we're going to do is the top row, starting here, going to that side. So this is going to be the shade Phenomenon right here. This is a really pretty shade, and they feel really, really nice. I barely touched that. Oh my god. Yeah. There we go. That was one swipe, and it's fully pigmented at one swipe, as you can see. And I don't know if you can see, but it is very crumbly on my arm, so just something to keep in mind. There is a bit of product on my finger. Then we're going to do Awakening, which is this peachy color. Oh, I'm not going to try to describe these colors. This is a matte color. I am going to go over that just so you can get a good view of that color. Very pretty. I like that in the crease. Then we're going to do Ethereal, which is this color right here. This is what I have on my lid. So I am going to go back and just help that shadow out. There we go. Then we have Soul, and I believe I used this color last week. There is that color. Sorry, that lighting was too bright. Then we have Manifest, which is this color right here. I switched fingers just so you know. Your typical bronzy shade, very nice. See that kick up right there? Then we have Energy, which is this lime chartreuse color that's not picking up on camera. Not a good swatch color, but it does play nicely in the crease. So don't let this kind of... That's a little bit better. See, if you build it up, it's pretty good, but it's way more neon than it's coming across on camera. Next is Haze, which is what I'm wearing in my crease. It's one of my all-time favorite colors in this palette, besides the energy color. Can you see that powder there? I'm gonna do another layer of that one. Bottom row, we're going to start with Dream State. I don't really like this color, and this is probably going to be used as most people's transition color, just because it's very like creamsicle and light. However, it does do a nice job at showing up. There we go. And then we have Vibe, which is a great chocolate brown. There it is right there. I'm going to go back over that. That's probably the best shade out of them all the mattes, because it's so like opaque is the word that I'm looking for. Then we have Ecstasy, I think that's how you say that. I forgot to show you the finger swatches, but I don't think that's that important. That shadow, though, do you guys? Wow. I like this shadow, and this shadow, which you can't really see because it's rubbing off, but a lot in the palette. And the energy, I don't know, maybe I do like all the colors, but they're a little hard to use. So that's my only gripe. Just cleaning off my fingers here, because we're going into Mystique, which is this color right here. This is a deeper version than that color, as you can see. That's going to be a nice one to deepen up the crease. And then we have Radiate right there. Nice bronzy shadow. Whoa. Wow, that's pretty. And we have the black in the palette, which is Immortal right there. This one feels the driest out of them all, but whoa. Wow. Okay, so there you go. There are all of the swatches for you. I know it's a little awkward, but how else am I supposed to do this? So, here are my thoughts on this palette. Do I think you need this palette? I will give the color scheme very much a unique title. However, that was why I bought it, because the color scheme is so unique. But after using it a bunch of times, it's really hard to use. For $12, maybe you could get some singles that perform better, and you just pick out a couple of the ones that you like. I don't regret buying this palette, because now I have these colors and I can use them in conjunction with other palettes, which is nice. But it's just not my favorite palette, and I thought it was gonna like blow my mind, but it just didn't. It does swatch nice, it does blend like okay, but don't put the darker colors next to each other like I said. I can't say if it's a dupe for sure, but there are plenty of videos that do that. Did I mention that this palette is cruelty free? It does have a little bunny there, and they put the ingredients of each of the shadows there, so that's kind of nice. And then you can see that it was made in the PR, made in the US, but it is distributed by the US, so distributed by California. So that's something. And then each shade weight they put on there, which is nice because I don't have to go figure that out. Not that I ever do, but if you wanted to know that, that is all on the back here, which is nice to have. So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys like it, and I'm so happy that I finally did it because it's been a long video coming. Ever since I got this palette, people have been curious about it. So those are my thoughts. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. As I'm stalling here, I'm like, did I forget anything? Did I forget anything? I will say that I am going to be doing a review on the Inferno palette as well. I do have this. I just ordered this. I have not touched it. The only two shadows I used were these, and that was today. So that will be coming, but this is the dupe for the Naked Heat. Apparently, again, I don't have those palettes, so I can't say that, but there are plenty of videos out there. So I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Thank you guys all so much for all the support that you guys give me. I really appreciate it. It just warms my heart. I love YouTube, and it feels like I'm talking to my friends when I'm on camera. So I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, everyone.